This is how I went from 250 just 6 months ago down to under 200. I'm somewhere around 196, 97, something like that. This is how it all, the way I started and what might can help you if you're thinking of it. So jumping right into it is what I was eating, my diet. That's where I started at. I started at what I was eating each day, taking into my body, putting in my body rather, right? And I'm out walking right now, so um, and we'll talk about that later on in another video. But walking and the benefits of that. But start with diet. What you're eating. List out, write down what you eat out in a week. That's what I did for the whole week. I just wrote down each day what I was eating, and I realized I was consuming a lot of sodas, a lot of just processed foods, and those things were hurting me, keeping the weight on. With me trying to lose it. So I wrote those things down, and then I started eliminating them one by one. I switched from the sodas, and eventually just went to water, and just drinking water, and that did a great benefit. Then I started switching the processed foods down to whole foods, adding those in my diet, the whole food. So those things really help as far as removing weight, and making those pounds drop off. So I would say definitely start there. If you're interested in, you're over 50. I did this in my 50s, right? And that presents its own challenges. We know that, right? Us over 50. So that's a great way to start, though. Like I said, start there with the diet. Write down what you eat. See those things. Like I said, if you can switch to whole foods, that because those processed foods adds a lot of pounds. And you know what else adds a lot? Fast foods. So fast foods, I remove those. I was like, one meal might be over 2,000 calories. So eliminating all the fast food, eliminate all the high processed food, and switch to whole foods and drinking water. Right there, I could start seeing a change without me even starting to add on the other things that I started incorporating later on, which were exercise, uh, weightlifting, walking. All those things play a role in it. But just to get started, make sure that you really take a look at what you're eating each day. Because, like I said, you've probably heard this saying before, you can't out exercise a bad diet or out train a bad diet. So you got to start with that. Um, and just take a look, see what you're doing, start making some changes there. Like I said, whole foods, water. I don't drink any alcohol or anything like that. So, um, those are the things, like I said, has helped me. And within 6 months from starting that, I was able to drop over 50 pounds, and it's still dropping. Um, so start there, like and subscribe, because I'm going to be talking about what else that I do, what else you can do if you're concerned about weight. And another thing, if by dropping weight, it really helps lower the risk of type 2 diabetes. Um, so that's another big factor. A lot of people get that diagnosis and be like, wait, what? And surprised by it. But eating that, they're maintaining that weight could really increase your risk of pre-diabetes, becoming type 2 diabetic. So making these kind of changes really helps lower that risk. At least it did for me. So this is another great reason for you to start now and start to make a change. So until the next video, again, like and subscribe, and I will be talking to you soon. See you then.